Hello everyone, welcome to another VOD review. Today we're looking at Smitty JT, who's gonna be playing Gnar. He has a note here that I'm gonna read. He says that he's worse than Hardstock. He made Season 5 in like 10 games after being placed Bronze 1. Ever since then I failed Season 4 promos twice, and now I am Season 4 0 LP with a 46% win rate. I main top lane and play GP mostly, starting to play Gnar, Fiora and Camille as my GP is declining. Nothing I try is working, so I'm sure it's something that is in my play. I'm completely lost on what I need to do. I think it has to be something with my play in lane and not playing the champion in general. I think it's good that you have chosen a couple of champions that you're gonna be playing in solo queue. I think that's the first step that you need to make. Gnar, who else was it? It was Gnar, it was Fiora and Camille. All these three champions are really good, and I also think they're really good for solo queue. Personally, I really like Fiora or Camille. But Gnar is also a very good option. He's a bit more lane dominant than the other two, but nonetheless, it's good that you have chosen three champions that you are gonna play. Because the way that you get out of silver is mostly just learning your champions inside and outside. You've practiced the fundamentals like farming, how you should trade, when you should roam, what to do in mid game. Because the hardest thing about top lane is not necessarily winning your lane, but the hardest part is transitioning into the mid game, where the top laner needs to roam a lot more if he's, let's say, ahead. But since you're Silver 5, I'm gonna be focusing mostly on your laning performance, and I'm not gonna be as picky as I'm usually with someone who's maybe Platinum or Diamond, for example. Since I think you just need to focus, like, it is usually the basics that you need to work on. So I'm gonna be focusing on the basics. Damn. Whew. Hello. There we go. Alright, so you're up against a Darius, and Gnar has a very good matchup into Darius. I just have to point that out. Now you need to think, like, how do you want to play out the lane, and you need to start, like, you don't need to know exactly how to play the lane. When you get higher up, you need to be a little bit more detailed on how you're gonna handle him. But for the lane, try to think, like, envision yourself how you're gonna beat him. I wanna go back. I wanna see that trade. As I said that I was not gonna be that picky, but I just have to look at this. Remember, you are in a range versus melee matchup. I know that you respect Darius a lot, but don't be afraid to walk up, throw a Q at him, and back off, right? Now, look at what he does here. You have your Q up here, I believe. Yeah, you do have your Q up. So he walks up, and you auto attack. Sorry, you don't Q. When you see him walk up like this, you have to respond to him. You have to throw the Q up, because his intentions are very clear. He wants to go up and he wants to poke you with his Q. So you answer with your Q, because your Q slows, and you just kite back and you dodge his... You essentially dodge his all in, and then you can just trade on him with auto attacks. Like, when he does something like this, he should have lost like a third of his HP, or a quarter of his HP at least, by you just, like, throwing your Q when he walks up like that. So let's see if you do it next time. I just had to point this out. Also, let me check one thing, because I'm not sure you play Grasp of the Undying on Gnar, but I might be wrong here. No, you play Airy or Fleet Footwork, it seems like. So, go to Pro... I'm gonna link this in the comment on League Coaching. Essentially, you just go to probuilds.net and you look up what the pros are playing with. Both masteries and, like, what summon spells. Oh, sorry, not masteries, I mean runes, of course. What runes you should take, what item paths, what summoners, etc, etc. And it seems like most players go Airy, and then they take Resolve as secondary tree, because like Grasp is not very good on Gnar. CS in general. So go to that site, I'm gonna link it to you, no worries. So yeah, change that, good auto attack there. Okay. Look at this. Ooh. Okay, this is bad on many levels. Once again, I said that I was not gonna be picky, but I have to be picky about this kind of stuff, so look at this. Look at how you play this lane now. Okay, you get this minion. No. Very basic knowledge. The amount of minions that you need to take to hit level 2 is one entire wave plus 1 melee minion. So essentially, if we do the calculations, he has done like the first wave, so all he has to do is get 1 minion wave to hit level 2, and you are far away from that. You're not close to hitting level 2 right now. So what he's doing is he's just auto-attacking this minion, and he wants to get that level 2, and then he wants to all-in you. But you don't respect this. Look at it. He's gonna go for that CS now. He's gonna go for this CS. And you walk up. I don't know why you're walking up here, because there are no creeps to last hit at all. I'm guessing what you want to do is try to harass him, and you don't know that he's gonna hit level 2. This is something that you should know. This is something that you have to pay attention to early on, because now he just gets the free all-in, and he's essentially just kills you. Very, very basic stuff, but you have to know this if you're gonna play top lane. Top lane is, I mean, and this is not a meme. This is so true. Top lane is an island, and the best way that you can win top lane is by just winning your lane, right? Like, mid lane is very jungle focused. There's a lot of jungle pressure going on into mid lane. Same thing about bot lane. I mean, everybody wants to gank bot lane. Top lane is kind of left alone a lot of times. Not many junglers. If you compare to the amount of ganks a mid or a bot lane gets, the top lane gets a lot less. So you have to learn how to play out a lane. In order to climb. I guess basic lane knowledge. Ooh. Let's see. Okay. You hit the 3 about at the same time. Ooh, unnecessary flash, but I mean, the all-in was decent overall. No, you cannot freeze the wave here. You get a good kill on Gnar, on Darius, but here you have to push the lane. Because what you want to do is you want your entire minion wave to hit his tower. If you're not pushing, he is not forced to use his TP here, so to say. You want to force his TP by pushing up the wave, and then he has to decide, do I lose this entire minion wave, or do I just TP up and get it, right? You want that to happen, But you're pushing the wave too slow, so what's gonna end up happening is the wave is gonna stop, like, about here maybe? Around here. And that gives Darius a lot of free minions. He also has the option to freeze the lane, which I'm not sure he wants to do that, but I mean, he could freeze the wave and call up the jungler, and in that case you're just fucked. Sorry for using that word, but you are, essentially. So you have to push up the wave, make the wave bounce, make the wave neutral, and then you go back, and then you recall and get back to lane. Because here you want to recall here, and before you recall, you usually want to set up the minion wave so that it is advantageous for you. And in this case, it is just pushing up the wave. You see, he's not really losing any minions from dying there, but he could have been a lot more punished. You're probably gonna lose more CS here. No, okay, sorry. The Darius decides to push instead. If he decided to freeze the wave there, he would have been in actually a pretty good spot. Because now you're gonna get free CS here. What did you buy? You bought... Okay, yeah. You're going for Black Cleaver? That's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that. You see? As soon as he walks up and you're able to dodge the Q, he will lose the trade like 100%. Almost always will the Darius lose the trade if he misses Q. I want to see that more often. You have Q up. Good harass. If he walks up like that, yeah, exactly, auto attack him. You can all in. You can all in. Nope. Right there you could have all in because you were just about to hit Mega Gnar. Even though there are quite a lot of creeps, you would have definitely won that. But it's not a big misplay, so to say. Playing it safe. Now, like, look at how hard Darius respects you because you have such a big CS lead. Just freeze the wave here. Try to freeze the wave as much as you possibly can and deny him CS. No, you should not auto attack here. You should just freeze the wave. Punish him for walking up. You see Shaco. You saw Shaco there, yeah. Sorry, I completely blacked out. What? How did you lose that much HP? Yeah. Once again, you should just Q him there and try to back off. Kane... Well, I don't know what Kane is doing. He should not be there. No, you wanna push the wave here. You know he should be recalling now. It was pretty obvious from... By calling his jungler up and just pushing the wave, it's indeed pretty obvious that he's recalled. So now we just wanna push the wave. The push should have happened a lot earlier. Okay. So, first of all, this fight could have been avoided if you just pushed the wave a lot earlier, because like, the intentions that Darius had was very obvious. He wanted to push the wave and recall. So, if you would have just pushed the wave from the start, like, the wave would have probably hit his tower, and the wave would have reset, and you could have beat, you could have gotten items. What instead ends up happening is, well, this. You slow push the wave, so he's gonna get all of these minions, so he's not really that far behind. Even though you're a kill up. You go all in, you miss both your W and your Q. You decide to still go for the fight. You should know here that... Here you should know that you can't win the all in when you have all your abilities down. You missed the Q again. Yeah, I just think that because you missed the, like 2 Qs and a W. Right there you should just ult him away, right? Ult him away from you, try to jump out and get out of there. But once again, this could have been avoided if you just pushed the wave. We're gonna keep going. Some farming. Good trade, I like that. Very good trade. Now, when you do trade, you get very positive trades. Like, you go out, most of the times you go out positive. You should ask yourself, okay, why are my trades successful in scenario A, but they are not successful in scenario B? And essentially here, scenario A is where you Q him in order to dodge his Q, or you're out of range of his Q, or whatever. And the times that you lose the trades are when he's able to get the Q on top of you. So you should be asking these questions all the time. Why did I go positive in this trade and not this trade, right? And you want to try to replicate the good scenario. Also, you can use your Q a lot more in lane to harass him. You should, as soon as it is off cooldown, you should be looking to throw the boomerang on top of him. Like so. Okay, the gang comes. What? Okay, the gank is coming. No, oh, no need to jump. No need to jump. Let me see that again. That was so weird. Okay. Your Q is... Okay, so your Q was almost off cooldown. There you just want to Q him, because what ends up happening is you position yourself really weird. And I don't know where you are over here. I mean, you should know that his flash is down. So there's no way he's gonna flash the wall. Okay. Auto attack. Don't be afraid, he doesn't have ult. There's no way he can kill you. If you just auto attack him there and get Mega Gnar, he's dead. He's done so. But you're too afraid. But I don't know, the positioning over the wall, I understand it, but it's stupid because you should know that his flash is off, or is on cooldown. You can jump on him here and kill him. 100%. Because you should know that his ult is down as well. And you should not have jump there. The jump is unnecessary. A Q would have been enough to set up the gank. Go. Oh, the jump. Okay, well, never mind. It's a very good all-in because I don't know why the Darius stayed. Good. Here you push the wave. When you kill him, you push the wave. That is good. That is really good. You should do that almost every time. Whenever you get a solo kill in lane, you should always try to push the wave. The only time that you don't want to push the wave is if his mini wave is way too big for you to push. In that scenario, you just want to try to freeze the wave. But I want to pause here and I want to look at your CS numbers. Your CSing is not the best. About 80 CS at 12 minutes is kind of subpar. What you want to have, you want to have 80 CS usually at 10 minutes. I mean, your farm is not super bad. If we look at something like Swain, his farm is horrendous. But farming is always something that you can get better at. So I suggest that you always, before a game, you try to do a 10 to 15 minute warm-up. And just last tip with the champion that you want to play. And if you do that every day, you're gonna see results. So try to practice as much CSing as possible. Do not forget the fundamentals. The fundamentals are almost everything in League of Legends. If you master the fundamentals, the basics, you win so many more games. Interesting, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I actually do like this roam because you're pretty strong. You're the strongest member on your team. And just by, I mean, I think the Kayn is going in a little bit too early. Let's see how you play the fight. Never stop auto-attacking. Here you should try to go for the ultimate and set up for your team. But I don't know, I kinda like the roam, but if we just look at the scores, I mean, your Swain is doing very badly. Your Kayn is also doing bad, while they have a Seer that has 7 kills and a Caitlyn with 3 kills. I mean, the idea is good. I like it, but your team is very far behind, and I think you kind of misplaced the situation. But I think that to sum it all in that play, I don't think you should have gone for it just because your team is so far behind. You should just focus on trying to get the first tower. I should not even be following, in my eyes. You should just be split pushing. That's good. I think that was almost perfect. Let's see. Okay, yeah. He's going for an all-in. Good shit. Back up. Yeah, I think that was almost perfect. Could you have survived that? I think you could have if you just ran. You see the Asir? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But I think you play that almost perfectly. I don't really have a lot to say about that. But I just think that in this scenario you should just try to split push as much as you can. To be honest. Because you are winning your lane. There's no doubt about that. Now you're losing your lane. Because Darius' team won the fight. You can kill them, yeah. Let's go all in, baby. Got him! Good shit. And that's why Gnar is such a good pick into Darius. He can't run away from me, there's no way he's gonna be able to run away. You kite him for days and you just chase him down. Now go for the tower, that's good. I was about to say, I think that this is a bad all-in, but we did see like the entire enemy team on the minimap, so I think if you think that you can go for this all-in, I'm gonna say yes, you can go for this all-in. I think you can actually win it. I don't think you have to jump on him. You jump on him for the extra damage, I think. You should save the jump, because if he wants to turn on you, all you have to do is just jump away and kite him. Because now you drop now you drop Mega into Mini Gnar. So if you had the jump here, you could have easily outplayed him. Is your Q up? Your Q is up. Here you should just kite him. It's good. Walk down here. Q him here. I think you're gonna do it. You should Q a lot earlier. You need to be more efficient on using spells, on using auto attacks to do damage. And you should have had your jump here. Once the E is down, you jump away, you keep kiting. But because you don't have the jump, and because you use your Q a bit late, he's able to turn on you. I think you could have gone for that all in. Also, I'm not a big fan of your item builds, because you need to remember, you are the one who's going to be playing against the Darius, so going armor first is better in this scenario. Now, I know why you're going MR, because you are afraid of the Asir and you want a team fight, but let's be fair, your team is way too far behind. You should just be looking to split push and try to 1v1 the Darius, and put pressure on the map that way. You don't want to team fight, because if you start a team fight, you're just gonna lose. There's no way the enemy team is gonna lose a team fight here. That is good though, that is really good. Yeah, go top, yes, soak the farm. soak the farm and try to go for tower. That was a good fight. No. You should keep pressuring top. I don't know what you're doing. You are the strongest member on your team. I'm sorry, I can't speak. The time that you want to group with your team is when your team is either slightly behind or like they are really fed, or you're kinda even. You do not want to group with your team when you are super far behind. Because you're just gonna die. Imagine a 5v5 team fight. Everyone is on full HP, everyone has ultimates. Then your team is just gonna crumble and lose. And that is what you need to... So that is why I wanted to split push here instead, because there's like you're not gonna win. If it's a fair team fight, so to say, you're not gonna win. Instead you should just split push and apply pressure on the map. Okay. You go top. You should have been top here, you should have tried to go for the tower. Here, yeah. Turn. I mean, no. No. Here, this is good. Keep going, just keep going at it. Your Swain is coming. Jump onto the Caitlyn and go for it, because the Taric is coming. Don't ult the way here. Flash. Here you should flash, ult them into the wall and go for the all-in. You can kill the Caitlyn super easily. You're so tanky and you have so much damage, there's no way she's gonna kill you. The Darius is the one that you need to worry about, but you can just one-shot the Caitlyn and then you're 3 people for the Darius. Yeah, I do believe that you could have one-shotted Caitlyn there if you were just a little bit more courageous, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that all in, but yeah, I think you could have one-shotted the Caitlyn in that scenario, because you're so strong. Oh wait, you got the Azir? How did you get the Azir? Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh. Wow. Yeah, that's a Cloud Fiesta. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that your team is so far behind right now. It is good. I think in this scenario you have to look for these fights because your team is so far behind, but the enemy team is very split. So I think it's good that you go for these types of fights. Now your team is coming. Yep. That's it. That is really good. Okay, so here you are solo carrying your team right now. You're solo carrying. But imagine if you would have played the laning phase a bit better, like the points that I pointed out. Imagine if you would have done that. You would have stomped the Darius. They wouldn't have had a fifth member of the enemy team. Like they would not have existed one because he would have been so far behind. And imagine that scenario. If they have a member that is not gonna do anything and you are super fed, these fights would have been so much more clean. You could have solo carried this game, I think, easily. This is such a winnable game. You overstay with no wards. That is something else that I want to point out. Instead of getting this ruby crystal, you should be buying pinks. Because vision when you're behind is so important. It's actually insanely important. I think we're reaching the end. I think we're going into one more fight. You timed that a little bit wrong, but you still end up getting the kill. And these types of mistakes, they happen, so it's fine. Kite. Kite. Good. Good shit. Yes. Perfect. That was absolutely perfect. I really like that. That is how you play Gnar. You just kite, you kite, you kite, and then you get Mega Gnar and you just all in and you win. I love that. Why didn't I see more of this in the laning phase, right? Yes, I know that you have more CDR and shit right now, but this is something that you can still do in the laning phase. Imagine if I would have seen that a lot more in the laning phase. Yeah, but I think I've seen you buy one pink, and I think it's the one in the bush up here. So buy a lot more pinks, because you want to have pinks in your jungle right now to see where they are moving, so you can set up plays. And you have no vision on Baron. We're reaching the last fight now. Good, just keep poking. Here comes the all in, you're gonna hit Mega Gnar, you have to go in. I mean, the game is lost right there. Sorry. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna point out some of the things that I think you should be focusing on. In that last fight, I mean, the game was essentially over, but I do think you should have jumped on the Caitlyn, because if you just disrupt their backline a lot more, your team can turn on the Azir. Yes, a small mistake, but I think the game was over at that point. So, what I want you to work on. Number one, focus on your farming. I pointed this out, but I'm going to point it out again. You should always do a 10 to 15 minute warm-up of you CSing in practice tool. And you want to aim to get at least 90, to be honest, at least 90 CS at 10 minutes if there are no enemies in the vicinity. So, yes, I do think that is a fair goal. That is your goal, and you should be doing this every day from now on. Until you can hit a reasonable amount of CS. You know, practice is everything in League of Legends. That is how you win games. I can give you tips, and I can tell you this is how you should be playing the lane, but in the end you have to practice this if you want to get out of the current elo that you're in. You're not just gonna magically get out of silver, so to say. So practice CSing. Practice CSing. You know, just get good at the fundamentals and be a little bit more knowledgeable in your matchups. Here you should know that Gnar is an amazing counter pick to Darius, just because you can kite him so well. So you should have traded a lot more with him, and you should have dominated the lane a lot more. But I think the biggest point, I'm gonna see if I can find this. We have the kill, I believe here. Yeah, here you get the first solo kill. And you're not pushing the wave. Here I wanted to push the wave, reset the wave, and recall, teleport back to lane, and keep dominating your lane, because Shaco is not close. So this is a free push, essentially. And you did these mistakes. You did these kinds of mistakes a lot throughout the game. When you got a kill, you didn't push the wave. Or certain points when you should have frozen the wave. I'm gonna see if I can find it where you should have frozen the wave. So that was a good example. I know it was very fast, but right there I think you could have punished Darius a lot more just by being more upfront to him and trying to Q him a lot more. Here is another point where you should have pushed the wave, because he has recall. A very bad all-in. Never mind that. Okay, I can't really find it. I think it's somewhere around here. Here you should just try to freeze the wave, and I don't think you do it. No, sorry, you do actually freeze the wave. Oh well, whatever. But you should always try to freeze the wave if you have an advantage, and in this matchup you do have a lot of, like, a huge advantage against him. Yeah, I think that is it, to be honest. Focus more on your matchups. Don't be afraid to trade a lot more with Gnar. Practice CSing. If you practice CS, it's gonna be so much easier to get out of silver. Besides from that, I think you play team fights relatively well. You almost solo carried this game. If you had, let's say, 50 more farm and like 1 more kill or something like that, easy game. I think you could have won this game so much easier. Yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. Play to your strengths, which is your team fights, and focus on the laning phase a lot more. I'm gonna link some YouTube clips that you can watch that explains a lot about how you should trade in lane. That applies to every single lane. I'm also gonna link your pro builds so you can see what types of build you go for certain champions. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on league coaching, and hope you enjoyed this VOD review, and I hope it helped a lot.